After the Twin Towers were attacked in New York, I remember the Congress came with the order, and Americans went after the terrorists anywhere they are. The last being the latest attack on the guy in Afghanistan, al-Harawi, am I right now? So we can't take the shine of terrorists as we speak and as we sit here.
We can. And if you've been reading about developments in the Northeast, you see that we've made a lot of progress in the Northeast. At least I can confirm some of the developments because I was there recently. Between December and now, at least I've been to Borno State twice. So, in the Northeast, one of the reasons that account for the successes we are recording is the fact that we are now taking the battle to them. Unlike before, when the army will wait to be attacked and then launch a counterattack. You sit in your barracks, these ragtag fellows will come and attack you in your barracks, destroy your weapons. And it was such an embarrassment. But now, with the acquisition of some game-changing weapons, including armor personnel carriers, with the reactivation of the T-72 main battle tank, and some other light armored vehicles, we are now able to take the battle to the enemy. Don't also forget the Tucanos.
Yeah.
The Tucanos, as well as the unmanned aerial vehicles, the drones, are doing a fantastic job, because what the Tucanos do for you is the precision of delivery
Strikes,
of the
okay.
ammunition. In the Tumbus, that's in the islands of Lake Chad, where ISWAP has its base, and they are very strong. The Tucanos have done a fantastic job of degrading them, reducing their capacity to threaten our troops and threaten nearby
Which tells
communities.
you it is possible.
Yes, I'm headed there. Now, in the past, it was difficult to embark on even ground offensives in that area because of the terrain, the treacherous nature of the terrain.
Yeah.
But where you can't do that, because you are thinking of the consequences, you now have the Tucanos who can deliver their weapons with accuracy, with precision. That is one edge that it has over some of the other platforms available to the Nigerian Air Force. So they've done a fantastic job, especially in the Tumbus, in those islands of Lake Chad. And then the unmanned aerial vehicles, they're also doing their job. Today, more and more of the Chibok girls are being rescued. It is because the people who held them hostage, people that they married them to by force, they are on the run.
Yeah, been dislodged.
More than 28,000 fighters have surrendered. There's a reason for that. It is because they can no longer stand the heat. Now, I'm not saying that it is impossible for us to hear about attacks in the Northeast and all that. Pockets of attacks will still take place. But you and I know that the rate at which they used to attack our troops, go even to super camps to dislodge soldiers, it's no longer happening. So we have made real progress in that area. I have always called for taking the battle to the enemy.
Yeah.
I've always demanded for that. I'm happy that we are doing that now, and it's bearing dividends. And the president is saying, look, take the battle to these guys. We shouldn't always wait until when they attack us, because the other day they killed our brigade of guardsmen. Then you saw the army descend on some areas in the Federal Capital Territory where they knew that these bandits had their camps. The point that I'm making is we do not have to wait until they kill our troops or until they launch an attack on a community before we go after them. They say attack is the best form of defense. In football, a team that is known, look at Manchester City, for example. I may not like Manchester City. I like to call them Man City. But the truth is, their defense, because they are constantly coming at you, they are constantly attacking, you see that they have probably the best defense in that division. Because you are busy trying to stop the attack. You won't have the time to attack them. So their defense is good. So if we imbibe the habit of taking the fight to these guys, honestly, we will achieve our aims. And I'm happy that even the Air Force now, they are beginning to use the Tucanos, even in the North Central and the Northwest, because they confirmed that to me that we have begun using the Tucanos there. So we want to see results. That's what we want to see.
Even about so that an order coming from the number one citizen at this time should not be taken for granted.
It shouldn't be taken for granted. And we have waited for this for so long. So I just, I'm even happy that BKO said that now they can fly the Tucano even down to the North Central, because then it was limited to the Northeast because of the kind of arrangement they had with the suppliers and all that. So we are looking forward to seeing the end of all of this, because it's becoming so worrisome. You can't even travel. You can't go anywhere. You want to even travel from here to Ibadan. Your heart is in your throat. You're about chewing it.
You know, going to your river state is not really about the journey, but the scenery. But you are apprehensive this time. How do I go? By air, which is not...
Air travel is even very expensive.
Yeah.
Very, very expensive.
Well, so we have agreed, Jide, that it's not difficult for us to take the battle to them. It's not impossible. So it's not a question of number one has spoken, but because we can do it, maybe that's why number one is giving them the orders.
We don't even need the number one to say, do this.
Yeah.
Before you do it. He has people, he's giving them a job to do. You have the service chiefs. The service chief must design their own methodology for defeating banditry in our country. It has become the biggest problem in our country. And I want to believe that even the 2023 election campaigns will be punctuated by promises about how they are going to address security and all that. It has suddenly become the number one problem in our country.
It is.
Not the economy anymore.
It is.
You know? Because how can you even have an economy that is strong when people are not free to go and farm? They can't produce. They can't move freely. Movement of goods and services allow economies to thrive. It's a big problem. We are even cancelling some routes to say, okay, train transportation, we are not going along this route because of fear of insecurity. We are closing down schools because of fear of insecurity. All kinds of things. It's like these guys have become like our albatross.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So, as I've said before, let Nigeria tell itself that it is at war. Let's admit that we are at war. And what do you do when you are at war? War is an unusual situation. Our people will get our people ready. Let's launch an all-out war against these people. We don't want piecemeal attacks on them. It will not give us the dividends that we want. All-out war. Block all the routes through which they can escape.
Because it is possible.
It is possible. If you declare war against them, all the logistics that you need, provide it. We can plan for months for this kind of war, because I know that even the munition that we need to drop and all that on them, it takes time to get some of these things.
Yeah.
But we can plan for 6 months. and tell ourselves that at the end of 6 months, we want to exterminate these people.
That's it.
And so be it.
We have Ibrahim reaching us from Kaduna. Ibrahim, good evening to you.
Good evening, sir, and good evening to the Otitoji and that lady there.
Yeah.
I'm very happy to get you this evening. Happy weekend to all of you.
Thanks.
Okay then.
The issue of insecurity, it is high time now that they should seek direct to the directive of Mr. President. We cannot continue go down lane for this criminal and their criminality and their criminal acts to continue to persist. Nigeria can do that. We can eliminate these people out of this country totally. Let me tell you, if Nigeria can go to other nations and demonstrate perfectly, why at home? Something is feeding, and we don't want to tell ourselves the truth. Something is feeding. But Mr. President, let him come out and really want even those that are in the helm of affairs, handling the forces. Please, we should be careful. But the issue of security is somehow technical and one that intelligence.
Thank you.
We really need to go into intelligence.
Thank you, Brother Ibrahim. Thank you. Ibn Abba, you remember the Patriot Act, as I referred to earlier on, came in the wake of 9/11. And under the act, going after terrorists had been, on the podium, on the front burner for the Americans.
Yes.
It should be so here.
It should be so. It should be so, absolutely, because we must play with full deck. Because you see, this honestly, we have given them too long a period to begin to believe in themselves. And when your enemy believes in himself and he believes he can deal with you, you have a problem.
Yeah.
But now that we are already taking the battle to their gates, I think, and if you're going to play with full deck, I think we will get very, very desired results.
As a matter of fact, Jide, let me humor you a little. The late American blues singer, Billie Holiday, said, "If the trouble with giving a man a free hand is if you do so, he runs it all over your body." You understand what I'm saying?
Runs his,
Hand all over you. So,
even if the person is a man or a woman.
did you hear me first time?
No, I'm just
So-
I'm just looking for clarity on this. I don't.
Let me reconcile it to
Okay.
what
You want
what's
to
on the
say
floor.
it again?
No, I'm not saying again. I'm saying, looks like the terrorists have had one free hand too many.
Yes.
And
Honestly,
so-
we've indulged these guys for too
Yeah.
long. We've indulged them for too long. We are supposed, that fear factor, we must bring that fear factor back. I believe in the Northeast, under Operation Hadinke,
Yeah.
we brought that fear factor back. They know that they can't mess up the way they used to do. These guys will attack an army base and operate for a long time and even steal weapons, carry your trucks and all that. They're not able to do that again. There's a reason. That means they are doing something right in that place now. Our problem is now the North Central and the Northwest. We can defeat them there. Because if we don't defeat them, they will begin to move into the Southwest. In fact, from Bogu now, they are already coming into Kwara North. And from Kwara North, I can tell you they can get into Oyo, get to Kishi, and parts of Oyo North. So
And,
we have no
they're
choice.
Spreading the fear factor, Ibn Abo, the fear is man-made, and it is the greatest enemy of man.
It is. You see, perception is easy but difficult to change. Once you have imbibed the spirit of fear in you, it's very difficult to change it. But then, I want to believe that, sincerely, we are all afraid. But when we begin to see tangible results, that is the government successfully decimating these terrorists, these bandits, and gradually we'll come back, we'll go back to our old ways of being very relaxed and being very assured that you can move from here to where, even River State, and you're not afraid. But till then...
Ibn Abo, an evangelist has joined us from Spain. So we say, good evening to you, sir.
Good evening, sir.
How do you do?
Thank you very much. I'm fine. Babajide, thank you.
I greet you,
met
sir.
in Abuja Airport one time.
How is Valencia?
God bless you, too. Valencia is fine. We thank God.
Okay.
So, what I want to say about the first, one of the first topics is about the stealing of our crude oil.
Yes.
I think the leadership of that zone, even the government, they have a hand in it. I think these things might be up to even a million barrels a day. So I just pray that if some journalist investigation can be done on that these people their names can be on the on the news. I think that would be a very good thing, or some investigative journalism, so that we can go deeper. This is our nation. Spain have nothing, but look at how it is. I just pray that God will give us opportunity to be able to have people like you. You've done much.
Thank you, Evangelist. God cannot be programmed. God has given us everything we need to defeat the enemy. So it's left to us. All right, folks, we must wind up for the day, not before thanking Babajide Kolade Utitoju. Thank you.
Thank you.
I greet you.
Yeah.
Ibinabo Dixon, you are thinking of Christmas this year?
Yeah.
Going to your native rivers?
I hope that...
By road?
You know, it's fun traveling by road.
It is.
Apart from the fact that it's cheaper, it's fun traveling by road. It's educative. You learn, you get to understand.
The scenery,
yes.
refreshing.
So, and we miss that. So I hope that by December we could have that back.
Yeah. And no less so, Jide, going to your Kogi this year end?
Yeah, it's unfortunate that at this stage it's extremely risky to travel, and there's no airport in my state. So if you want to go home, you must go by road.